Many people saw Katt Williams revealing secrets in his explosive interview on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharpe. And we also see a man dropping gems and spiritual lessons and truth bombs that can help anybody who cares to pay attention and listen. In this video, we continue exploring nuggets from Katt Williams' interview with Shannon Sharpe. You might disagree with some of his statements, but if you are open-minded and love the truth, then I'm glad you found this video. Before we proceed, just kindly note that this video is not to bash anyone or take sides, but to help us understand God on a deeper level and answer real life questions in our hearts using the Bible. Are you ready? Let's get into the content.
You weren't afraid? I mean, you like, did you?
Hold on.
So what were you going to do when you got to Florida?
Don't say I wasn't afraid. There's no such thing as a human being of not being afraid.
Okay.
There are certain human beings that understand that being afraid in no way stops you from doing what you got to do.
Okay.
So I was afraid, but I couldn't be that afraid because I knew what had happened with Jesus. I knew how it worked out. I knew that I wasn't in the wrong with how I was feeling, and I knew that I didn't have any bad intentions in it.
Right.
So I trusted God that it would work out.
I know we all can relate to this. In that clip right there, faith is not the absence of fear. True faith is facing your fears, believing that God is bigger than your fears, and He is always beside you, even as you walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I gotta bring back a little Coolio clip over here.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Sometimes being afraid, especially when you want to embark upon a new journey in your life, is good. This sounds funny, but overconfidence can make you depend on your ability and experience instead of trusting God to help you. Confidence is good, but there's that fine line between confidence and overconfidence, you know? Only those willing to take the bold step of faith, even when afraid, break records and achieve great results. For example, Peter stepped into the water despite the wind and storm, and he became the first man to walk on water aside from Jesus. Even though he lost focus and started sinking, he still did the impossible. Experiencing fear does not make you a lesser or weak Christian. Instead, it reminds you to worry less and trust God more. Let Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 through 6 always guide you when you are afraid to take a bold step of faith. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths. Let's play the next clip.
Me being homeless for that small period of time allowed me to see all of the people that were in that situation, and to see that these were lawyers and doctors and teachers, and that these people were white and black and Asian and Indian, and the only thing that all of these homeless people had in common was they made a bad decision and aligned themselves with drugs. And I interviewed them all. What drug? What? And guess what, Shannon?
What?
Nobody had a great story. Nobody had a great story of what meth had done for them, what crack had done for them, what cocaine had done for them, what heroin had done for them, what speed had done for them. Nobody had them stories. Everybody's story was, I had my life together. And then I decided to do this dumb thing. And I lost my wife, I lost my house, I lost my cars, I lost my reputation, and I'm now out here sucking penis in the woods. What? Talk about scared straight. You ain't got to worry about me. If it ain't weed or nicotine, you won't see me touching it. I don't want no parts. I done seen what these things can do to people. Anything that take over your free will is the devil itself.
The devil does not appear to you physically to torment or oppress people. If so, everyone would have recognized him and prepared against his attack. Like, come on, bro, you can't see these hands. Jokes, that's just jokes. There's no way you can fight an entity like that with your hands. You got to use the armor and the power of God. But the devil is wise and subtle. You can never see him coming unless you are sensitive in the spirit. He has been around for a long time to know that man loves to gratify the flesh. So he sends temptations or makes man indulge in little sins. Those little sins soon become full-blown monsters that devour. For example, King David never knew he would become an adulterer and murderer within a few days until he was tempted when he saw Bathsheba taking her bath. Before he knew it, he was in bed with her. Marvin Gaye music style, but that's just jokes. Then she became pregnant. Then he attempted to commit paternity fraud by trying to pin the pregnancy on Bathsheba's husband Uriah. When that failed, he decided to kill Uriah and marry his widow. The devil attacked David without showing his face, and that's in 2 Samuel 11 through 12. Therefore, whether it's your job that has affected your relationship with God and your family, or drug addiction problems, understanding that the true enemy is the devil is the beginning of your deliverance. Rebuke him and he will flee. And that's in James chapter 4, verse 7.
You remember I was 5 years old on stage.
Okay. So performing in front of people was no problem.
But I was reiterating God's word at that point. Now, I just have to make sure that the content is good. If the content is good, what part can I not do?
Katt Williams has been climbing the stage since he was 5 years old. That is something I never knew. And guess what? The church gave him that platform to harness his gift. The church is undoubtedly the most prominent training ground or talent incubator. I've noticed that with content creators and even many celebrities across the entertainment industry got their start in the church. Katy Perry, Denzel Washington, Carrie Underwood, Whitney Houston, just to name a few. This is beautiful because it shows how powerful the church is in building future leaders and industry giants. However, those trained in the church must not abandon God and his ways in the quest for money and fame. Instead, we must deploy our gifts to conquer the world for Jesus. In Mark chapter 16, verse 15, it commanded us to go into the world and preach the gospel to all creation. Most of us think of the word world as a country or a geographical location. Well, that's true, but not entirely true. We have the business world, the entertainment world, and the YouTube world, and all the worlds you can think of. Every believer fits into one. Go into your world and preach Christ to your people. Use your influence to win souls for Christ. Even CJ Stroud, quarterback for the Houston Texans, is using the football platform to give God the glory. And preach too. Now, before we go into the next part, here's a fun assignment. Google search celebrities who got their starts in church, and then comment below and let me know what you find. But do that after you watch this video. Brother needs his watch time.
I'm a vessel. He's given me these gifts to be able to do certain things. So I just want to utilize them in my craft. That's all.
The gifts, talents, and resources you have are not yours. They all come from God. Just like James chapter 1 verse 17 says, every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights. You are only a vessel counted worthy to be a conduit through which God will bless his people. Understanding this will make us more humble and appreciative of God's kindness and benevolence. In Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18 it says, and you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the power to get wealth. God gives you the wisdom, the skill, and the ability to work that generates income. This is what God said about Bezalel in Exodus chapter 31 verse 2 through 4. See, I have called you by the name Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God, in wisdom, in understanding, in knowledge, and in all manner of workmanship, to design artistic works, to work in gold, in silver, in bronze. We are all vessels and custodians of God's blessings. We will give an account of how we deploy these heavenly resources and will be rewarded accordingly. What will your reward be? Will it be great or small? I don't know. Or will your situation be like the servant who buried the one talent his master gave him and he was punished for wasting resources? And that's in Matthew chapter 25. I hope you got the message in this video. I'm an author of 4 books, links in the description. And if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Like and subscribe to this channel. Also, this video is sponsored by coffee, so if you'd like to buy your boy a cup of coffee, link in description or donate to the super thanks. But the greatest compliment you guys can do is by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. Thank you again for watching. Until next time.